Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week of Cosmic Classroom. And welcome to some of our new members and those of you who have been here for a while. Really, really grateful for you to be here and that you're learning. And as always, you can always pop in the comments certain things that you want to hear more of. It helps me kind of feel into what we can explore in the next week, and also what other things I can bring. So, for example, I'll just say this here. We're going to have a full moon in Libra, and I thought, why not do like a full moon Libra live event for people who are in Patreon? I am going to open it up to the community as well. So yeah, but if you're already in here, all you have to do is get the link, which I've already posted. It's pinned to the top. And a replay will be available as well. So if you can't make it live, that's okay. And so that's the full moon's on the 16th. I can't remember the exact date that I had planned for, but it's in there to do the full moon event. And basically what we're going to do is do a rundown of what the full moon energy is all about. We're going to give you some prompts, maybe do like a short meditation or just a little Reiki experience or something to really help release. And yeah, just a fun way to connect. We'll be on Zoom. So you guys can actually see one another and hopefully get to know each other more. So that's that. So you guys don't have to pay for anything else if you're already in this. It's just included. Something else, another little announcement that I wanted to share with you is that I am going to eventually be offering live master classes. I've done this before for Bravely Beautiful. I think some of you have been, but something that I have wanted to do is create sort of like special, oh, you can see me better now, special little master classes. And so when I put those up, you guys will have a special access code to receive a percentage off as a bonus for being part of Patreon. So I just wanted to share that with you because that's something that sort of I feel really called to share. And yeah, just as like a little thank you for being here and continuing learning. So just stay tuned. I will pop like a little notification on when those come up so that if you're following me on Bravely Beautiful, then you're not like, oh my gosh, I have to like get a ticket. You will get a ticket, but I want you to make sure you're using your discount code. So anyway, that is that. Do you like my background? This has been what I've been using for really taking on the Aquarius nature here with this. There's that. And I just feel I love this background. So I've been using it for podcast recording, but I'm going to use it a little bit today until I actually share the screen. But yeah, so welcome back to Cosmic Classroom. I hope you guys are doing well. As I'm recording this, it is Monday, 10:37 a.m. And we have a special conjunction between two planets, which I'm hoping to talk about today on Instagram. And it's Mars and Saturn. We've also just came off a new moon in Aries, which was in a triple conjunction with Mercury and Chiron. So the energy that is sort of we've been riding is this wounded or these wounds around Chiron. And again, it depends where Aries is in your chart so you can see where that's been showing up. So I know some of you have Chiron, Aries in the third house. So this may be around using your voice as a leader, like where have you not felt safe to use your voice and speak up in your own perspectives? You have this in the 8th house. Maybe you've been really working on some like deep inner shadow work and really healing things like the witch wound or your relationship to debt. 8th house. I'm pretty open with a lot of, I did share on my Instagram, and I try to always be open and transparent because I just can't be a fake person. And unfortunately, but fortunately, I wear my heart on my sleeve. And, this energy has also been for me, it's in my first house. And it's about where have I not felt safe to be myself? And that's been the consistent line that has been coming up. So I guess, look and see for yourself, like what have been the repetitive words or phrases that you've been using recently? Like, do you notice it somewhere in your body? And Chiron is still very, very present in this energy. Mercury and Aries can make it explosive, which I've also fallen into that trap, whether it be like screaming into a pillow, which is totally fine and normal, screaming at others, which is not okay. Like that anger and that sadness that wants to release. Now, is everyone going to experience like this? Absolutely not. Like, it's so different for everyone, and it so depends where we're at, right? In terms of our healing experience. But coming off of that, where it's like, this is a new beginning, and you're going to really have to shed all the things that you have held on to so tightly in order to move towards this, can be very scary to the human little experience, right? So I share this because I think that it's, number one, an invitation for others to, again, always use astrology as a language. Number two, to explain this energy kind of pattern that's happening. And number three, to look around and witness, like, where have you not felt like you can be yourself? I have seen multiple things this weekend of other people going through a process similar. And it's just, Bravely Beautiful is about being able to be yourself. So there's that energy that we're working on. By the way, this is not even what this is all about, but I really feel called to share this. Today's lesson is not all about this. So now we've gone into the energy today of Monday, having a Mars conjunct Saturn, which is an energy of stop, go. Mars wants to go, wants to move ahead. He's in the sign of Aquarius. He wants freedom. He wants to innovate. He wants to do it differently. And Saturn's like, thou shalt not pass. It's a really good example. Like, literally stick in, thou shalt not pass. That is Saturn. And it's like, man, you have been saying no. And that frustration that Mars holds, right? So Saturn always wins because Saturn is strong. Saturn is Big Daddy Saturn, and he makes sure you know your lesson. You cannot pass until you learn your lesson. It's an initiation. That is, if you've been through your Saturn return, and I'm constantly learning this, but he's at an impasse, and Saturn conjunct Mars is malefic. So that means that, like, these are the two malefics in the sky that are not negative, but they make things harder. They make things more of a challenge than what we want them to be. And so they're really, really making it difficult. And what do we learn through difficulty? We learn our strength. We learn our power. We learn how to take our power back. And we learn who we are. And that's both, I'm very emotional. That's both beautiful and also very challenging. So again, I share this because I think it's important to know in the energy that we're moving towards. April is a huge month, like a huge month. And it feels super expansive, and it also feels like incredible pressure to make a change. So this pressure cooker energy, this energy of rising from the ashes, creating this sense of like the death and rebirth cycle, all of it, right? It's April. And to top it off, the last thing I'll say on this is actually the fact that Saturn was conjunct Mars at the end of March 2020. It's a full circle moment. And that was actually in the sign of Capricorn. So it was a different energy, which was about our structure, right? That authority. And then when now it's in Aquarius and it's like, we're done. we're done with this. But there's still that authority, which is like, there's a lesson here still. This doesn't take long. It's not a long transit. It's only going to be a couple days really to feel the after effects. So it's not a long transit, but it can bring a lot of frustration, and it can also help you focus and create that new path that you want to take for you. Aquarius is all about the authenticity. And this is why this is something that I am passionate about, because obviously Bravely Beautiful is about being your most bravely beautiful self. And as someone who's been in Aquarius yet has worn a chameleon mask for the majority of her life to fit in with others, like a lot of us have, it's never been more apparent to me how it is so important right now for us all to just be ourselves. And I have frustration in that, and I also have hope and optimism. So that was my little spiel. I wanted to share that with all of you. And I'm very curious how this is showing up for you in your own life. So please feel free to comment, and we can have a little conversation about it, if that's something that feels like you want to do. But what is today about? Today is actually about Venus. Venus is the planet of love. It's about beauty. It's about money, our values, all the things that just like feel good. And why do I want to talk about Venus today? Because Venus is moving into Pisces tomorrow, and I posted on my stories, on my Instagram today about Venus in Pisces and some of that energy that's going to be present. So Venus moves into Pisces on April 5th. Now there's a lot to debunk here and talk about. So I want to show you obviously the chart at the moment, so we can see. Excellent. So this is the chart at the moment. I'm just using astro.com. And I want to show you where Venus is right now. So you can see right now, Venus is at an anaretic degree. It's at the sun. It's at 29 degrees. Now, when Venus is at an anaretic degree, or any planet is at an anaretic degree, which is either 0 degrees or 29 degrees, it is strong, like so strong. So today, as we're looking at this, Venus is at the final degree of Aquarius, asking you, what have you learned about your values, about your value, about your self-worth? And because it's in Aquarius, it does have a lot to do with that identity of like your self-expression, of being unique, but also of the greater collective and humanity. And, you know, we've undergone a lot of change within the structures of society, and will continue because Saturn is in Aquarius. But it's really asking you, what do you value, right? Like, how has your value shifted and changed? And right now at that 29 degrees, it's really like being like, you know how to do this. Like, you know how to do this. But what I want to say is that Venus has been in a Saturn ruled sign since before the new year. Okay. You're like, Courtney, why are you laughing about this? And what does that mean? I will tell you. Saturn, we're going to do a whole series on Saturn, just to let you know. Saturn is hard. He is tough. He's like, no, you're in this for the marathon. You're going to get up you know what Saturn is? Miley Cyrus, The Climb. That's Saturn. Okay. I'm not going to sing it for you, but you can go look it up. That's Saturn. Saturn moving its way. It is so, it knows determination. And if you're a Capricorn, you know this. You know things take time. That is Saturn. When Venus is in Saturn ruled signs, which are Capricorn and Aquarius, it doesn't have the ability to be its full expression of self. It instead does things like with Venus in the sign of Capricorn, it was like brought up things of good deals on things, or working really hard for your money, or, you know, working really like that working really tough belief is like a very Venus in Capricorn. Or really being structured with your finances, which isn't a bad thing, but it gives us that focus on needing to get serious about that. And then in Aquarius, In terms of money, it's a little bit less strict as Capricorn, but with the values, it's like, no, I value my freedom and my time. I value being able to help the world. I value being able to, do these things that are a little bit, it's just, I don't know how to explain this exactly. I'm just trying to find my words, but Venus in Aquarius is really about the values that we hold around our self-worth, connected to a sense of freedom, individuality within the collective. So it's a little different, but it also is like it's Saturn ruled. So it can't be that like budding, blossoming, blooming energy that Venus wants to be. So this has been since I'm pretty sure it was the end of November, Venus, or at the beginning of December, Venus went into Capricorn. And then what happened in January, it went retrograde. So Venus retrograde happened for I think it was 5-6 weeks. And then eventually it moved into Aquarius, which was there for its normal stay, just a couple weeks. But that long period of time has been shortages, money has been this whole concept around our resources and our finances changing, like cryptocurrencies, all of these different things, which our financial structures do have to change. But in Saturn, it makes it difficult. Saturn ruled signs makes it difficult. Now, what happens when Venus moves into Pisces? So take a minute to kind of feel into that, because this is a really good way to actually get used to understanding the energy intuitively. Now, Venus in Capricorn, if you think back to the beginning of the year and kind of what you experienced on maybe a values or financial level, you can sort of think about how that played out. Venus in Aquarius, what are your values around your freedom and individuality? And what have you noticed in the collective within the last 3 weeks in terms of money, finances, worth, value, beauty? Venus in Aquarius is I'm just going to wear tie-dye all the time. That's literally a great representation of what that could look like. Venus in Pisces, how does that feel? Venus in Pisces is a water sign. It's about empathy. It's about compassion. It's about feeling an energetic connection to money, to our value, to other people. Venus likes to be in Pisces because it can draw in things magnetically. It's very energetic. There aren't words for that feeling. Venus in Pisces is really soulful. It's very spiritual, versus in Saturn, things are tougher, more rigid. Venus in Pisces has to work on boundaries. Venus in Pisces sees this beautiful energy and sees people with such love and light and optimism and faith. And it brings through blessings that are almost miraculous. Of course, there's a shadow energy to this, which I'll talk about. But the higher frequency is this beautiful overflow of love and energetic connections to others. So you can imagine, as we go from this Aquarian energy, and now Venus is going to Pisces and connect eventually with all of this energy. Sorry about that. Big truck. It's really going to make things this dreamy, spiritual energy. So our empathy levels might rise, our synchronicities might be more, we might feel more generous at this time, or have more to give and helping each other out versus restricting, which is something that can be very beautiful, right? And probably what we need more of. So that is that Venus energy. But the shadow side of this can be very rose-colored glasses and not seeing what is right in front of us because we're kind of lost in this illusion. And people who have a lot of Pisces, I also have Venus and Pisces on my rising sign, and can be very prone to addiction and escapism. This can look like plant medicine. This can look like drugs. This can look like alcohol. This can look like social media. This can look like food. It can look like other people. In wanting to be that person who is a fixer. So that's also part of that other energy. It's a beautiful Venus and Pisces. It's a beautiful transit amongst some of the other things that we are going through. It's going to bring a different, it'll lighten the load. It's definitely going to lighten the load a little bit. So I want you to look in your chart and see where Pisces is and notice what Venus might be moving over top of. If Venus is going to move over top of your Jupiter, this can bring abundance and expansion within something to do with love, maybe a new financial opportunity. If Venus is moving over your north node of where you're going and your destiny, this could bring a new experience that allows you to expand. And it's going to feel really soul fulfilling because it's part of your soul's calling. If you feel like this is moving over top of your Venus, this could bring new love. This could also bring maybe the desire to change up your appearance. And maybe this is going to bring things like deep sense of gratitude. It's moving over your sun. This can really expand, or not even expand, magnetize you for opportunities connected to love and joy and beauty. And maybe you want to change again, like Venus moving over the sun can also be a great time for like a makeover or something that makes you feel really good. Beautifying yourself, having a spiritual experience in something can be really supportive. Venus moving over top of your moon, maybe you're experiencing a deep sense of gratitude, or your spiritual connection is expanding, or this has to do with love on some level. Maybe the love and relationship you have with yourself or another. If Venus is moving over top of your Mercury, maybe this is a good time for you to start to speak, share your words, share your knowledge, share your poetic wisdom. Venus is going to come into conjunction with Jupiter and Neptune way later in the month. And that is, it almost feels like this energy that I see and I hear is like very optimistic, but where we are right now, it's like, how is that going to happen, But it's asking us to believe before we see. So it's right there. It's in the chart. All right, everyone. I am going to leave you with that today. And I would love to know what sign your Venus is in the comments below. And also where this is showing up for you in your chart. What house is Venus transiting over? Are you experiencing this in your 8th house, your 10th house of career, in your 4th house of home and family? If you're experiencing this in your 8th house, maybe you're getting a good tax return back. Anyway, I would love to hear in the comments below. I'm sending everyone so much love. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next cosmic classroom next week. Okay, bye.